Let's get more, of course, on the situation in our mining industry around safety. Fred Arendse is the founding president of the Junior Mining Council, representing smaller miners. Fred, good afternoon to you. We all know mining is dangerous. We like to think it's becoming less dangerous, and then we have an accident like this. Are our mines safer than they used to be?
Good afternoon, Stephen. I would think so. My experience suggests that it is the case. A lot of changes and a lot of innovation, we've seen in the mines, and I must also say most of the mines, if not all, is taking safety very seriously, and it's always a high priority. And what has happened at Impala was very, very unfortunate, and our hearts goes out to those 11 miners' families and the colleagues that's been affected by this tragic. But it's my belief that, a lot has changed, and our experience suggests that the mines just adapt to these changes. And there's ongoing improvement that we've seen, in the mining and most of the underground operation in particular.
Is there anything that mining companies can actually do to make it safer? I mean, apart from maybe sending fewer people underground, is there anything that we can still do to make it safer? And I realize this was a lift shaft accident, which is quite rare, I think. But is there anything we can do to make it safer?
Stephen, the mining companies, does it on an ongoing basis. It's very difficult to say, is there more? Yes, there's always more you can do, but we have to be fair that, the mining companies is investing a lot of money in making the operation safe and exploring on an ongoing basis in research and development of how best can they improve the systems, their processes, their policies, the procedures, and ensuring that the people that they send underground, come out safe. And, it's very difficult, to predict these accidents, notwithstanding all the, the monitoring systems that the mines employ. But I can assure you that safety innovation and safety practices and how to improve that, that's done on a regular or in an ongoing basis, actually on a daily basis.
The smaller companies, which are the ones that you represent, so they have less turnover, they make less money, some of them haven't been operating for as long, they have less capital. Is safety quite expensive for mining companies, and particularly the smaller companies?
Correct, Stephen, but saying that, safety is a non-compromising, priority. I mean, most of the smaller companies, or at least all of those that we are aware of, they don't play with people's lives. They invest what needs to be invested, in. And they also realize that, you cannot produce any safe ounce of whether it's platinum or gold, if you hurt or kill people. And yes, they're a little bit, they're smaller than your big majors, but they have the same priorities when it comes to safety. And in terms of allocating capital, when they plan operations, I can assure you safety is on top of their priorities, notwithstanding, the relatively smaller, budget comparing with your majors like your Anglos or Sibanias or Billiton. But I can assure you, that safety is high on the priority when it comes to structuring and planning your operations.
And are smaller companies more vulnerable to the other big problem we face, which is illegal mining? Do you find you're a bit more vulnerable than the older, more established companies?
Yes, I would say so, Stephen, especially in the gold mining sector. As I've mentioned before, to manage, the illegal mining, you need, a big budget in terms of security. You need to deploy, a lot of security. But not just that. We, as your smaller mining companies, we have been saying to government and to other stakeholders that, to contain or to manage your illegal mining in the gold mining sector in particular, you need a collaborative approach where you have the police, you have your mining communities, your mining companies, your judicial system, structures, all have to work together in managing, these big problems that we've seen, especially in the last, couple of years. So it's not a problem that can be solved, in a singular approach, like a one mining company. It can only be solved, if everybody works in concert dealing with this huge problem.
Fred Arendse, founding president of the Junior Mining Council. Thank you very much indeed. Do appreciate it.